Greetings, everyone, and thanks for joining us for Making Sales Social Live, coming to you from the Social Sales Link virtual studios. I'm Bob Woods, Bryn Tillman, and Stan Robinson Jr. are here. How y'all doing today?
Great. Thanks, Bob.
We're good. I'm good. Sorry. Got
Everything.
distracted at trying to see how many people are on.
How many people are on live as opposed to the podcast, obviously?
Right. No, I know. It's not awful. I'm like opening up my app going, wait. I didn't do it. Usually I'm prepared in there.
Oh, yeah.
But
That's okay.
so for those of you that are listening, yeah, I was ignoring Bob, but now I'm not anymore.
You can't ignore me. I'll get hurt. I am hurt.
Oh, you know what? I would never really ignore you. You
Truly.
are so worth not ignoring.
Wow,
Okay.
I had so many jokes come up with that, but I think we're just going to plow on and just forget about all of those. So today we're going to talk about 20, count them, 20 things you should know about when it comes to the ever-changing, always evolving LinkedIn algorithm. So, when it comes to all things LinkedIn algo related, we're basing what we're discussing on the excellent work that Richard van der Bloom and his team of researchers do on the algorithm. So, full credit to him and all of his team for that work. If you're not following him on LinkedIn already, do so. It's well worth the follow. Richard van der Bloom, Blom. So, in our pre show planning before we clicked go live on this episode, all three of us decided that there's one thing on this list of 20 that we should really go in depth about. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to be hitting on the 19 that are important but can be handled very quickly. And then we'll go in depth with that 20th item. Sound good to everybody still?
It sounds awesome. And I'm just going to piggyback on that number 20 in case I forget. The number 20, although generally comes from Richard, a lot of what we're going to talk about in number 20 is our findings as well.
Yes. Yeah. It's a very good point. I like that one a lot.
Woo!
So, here we go. Buckle up, folks. This is going to be a ride. Number one, dwell time is now the primary signal. And I say now, it's actually been there for a little while. So the algorithm measures how long people stop and read, not just rather whether they react. So them staying and reading your content is more important than people just clicking like and doing a great comment, great post comment, which you shouldn't be doing anyhow. Number two, comments outweigh reactions by a wide margin. That kind of dovetails from what I was talking about before. You know, you know, likes are good and stuff like that, but one meaningful comment can outweigh dozens of likes. So you're really looking for those meaningful, insightful comments to your content. And you should be leaving those as well, quite frankly, on other people's content.
And do both.
Yeah, do both. Definitely. Absolutely. Number three, replies to comments extend distribution. So each reply can trigger a new micro distribution cycle. So we always say, whenever someone comments on your content, be sure to comment right back. We always did it just because it extends your thought leadership. It's always just good to do, to acknowledge and things like that. Well, it's now even more important in the algorithm. So definitely continue to do that. Number four, original text posts outperform reshared links. So external links reduce reach unless they're placed in comments. That's we
Can
kind
I
of know
share
already,
something
but
on this real quick? I
yeah,
know we
absolutely.
were going to have you go straight through, but then I
That's
go,
okay.
So I want to share that we're talking about the algorithm and how you're getting found, but not all your content needs to be built for the algorithm. So there are many times I will share my Substack post and it's a link back to Substack. And
Mhm.
I'm expecting that the algorithm is not going to be my friend.
No.
However, there's a little paper airplane that I can send this to 10 people blind copied. And so it's worth it to me to share the content with the external link, knowing that the algorithm is not my friend, but that I can drive traffic directly by inviting specific people to engage. That will then give the comments help, and that will give it a little bit more of a boost. So what I'd say as you're going through this, we're saying what not to do because the algorithm will punish you, essentially, or what you
Mhm.
should do to get in the algorithm good graces. But sometimes we write content or share content that the algorithm is not our priority.
Right, yeah, and that's what I was gonna spin out of that as well. Not every single piece of content you write, you should be thinking about the algorithm. I mean, you should have a goal for each piece of content, whether it's not specifically to or whether it is rather to specifically share it to other people, or if you are kinda using it to hopefully attract the algorithm so that it attracts a wider audience. So goals when you are sharing content, I think are very important. Stan, do you have anything to add to that before I move along?
Nope, that is great.
Can we answer two things real quick?
Yes.
What's the best flow? Comment before reaction to the opposite. So Richard teaches us comment first and then react.
Right.
And then I don't know what CC. Hello, Antoinette. Is there no CC? So
Maybe closed captions? I don't.
No, no, I think
oh,
she's talking
I,
about like carbon copy, CC.
for what?
That's a good question.
Might be for sharing the content. You can do 10, if that's what it is. When you share, you can do up to 10 people at a time blind copied.
Right. Yep.
If that was it. If not, ask
Exactly.
again.
Yeah.
All right, Bob, back
We'll
to
get back to
you.
it. Okay, here we go because man, we got a lot to get through. Number 5, the first 60 minutes after you click post matter the most because early engagement determines whether the post expands beyond your first degree connections. That's pretty simple. Can't really add on much to that. Number 6, small networks can outperform large ones because it really depends on the engagement density that your posts get. And Richard's research shows that engagement density matters more than follower count. So if you're not one of the big guys, don't worry about it. Just keep doing what you're doing. Number 7, posting date.
Sorry, I know I'm going to do it again.
Mhm.
So it's just simply big fish in a little pond or little fish in a big pond. So I just wanted to share, like the big fish in the big pond gets attention, and I think that just okay. Keep going.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. So, number 7, and this is probably heaven to a lot of people's ears out there. Posting daily does not increase reach. So you don't have to post daily. And like I said, a lot of people out there are probably going right now because that's good. Optimal cadence for most profiles, say that 3 times fast, is 3 to 5 times per week. So 1 to 2 probably isn't going to cut it just in terms of the algorithm. So again, we're talking about the algorithm here. 3 to 5 is probably where you want to live in that. Number 8, consecutive low performing posts suppresses future reach. The algorithm evaluates recent performance history. So, if you got a couple that aren't doing that well, figure out why they didn't do that well and really just try to do whatever you can do to get more engagement with future ones.
So
No,
I heard, not through Richard, but through someone else, that if you have
okay.
a post that gets no engagement or very little engagement, you might want to delete it.
just delete it. Ah.
So, because that will help you not.
That's
get
interesting.
hit.
Things.
So I don't know. It's just what I learned in the world of LinkedIn.
In the world of LinkedIn,
I
because
haven't proven that, or I have no stats around that, but I thought I'd share it because I heard it.
yeah, that's interesting. That's real interesting. It's yeah, that sounds good. Number 8, native documents or carousels or uploaded PDFs, however you want to view that, drive high dwell time, which when you think about it makes sense, because if they're paging through a multi-page PDF, they're going to be looking at your post more. And native documents, carousels, whatever you want to call them, they consistently outperform single image posts every single time. And that goes back to the very first thing that we discussed about how the algorithm likes dwell time. If you want to really up that, upload native documents, carousels, PDFs, whatever you want to call them. Number 10, videos. So we've talked a lot about videos. This is where I think LinkedIn is getting much more like TikTok or Instagram. And just in terms of the algorithm, videos must hook in the first 1 to 2 seconds. So you have really, really, really got to hook them strong and hook them hard immediately, because autoplay scrolling behavior heavily impacts completion rates. So in other words, we've all doom scrolled. We all know what doom scrolling is.
So before you go to the next one, Antoinette asks free versus premium for the algorithm. I don't think it matters at all.
It doesn't. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that would be bogus if they ever started doing that. So anyhow,
we wouldn't be shocked.
Number 11. Hashtags are discovery tools, not reach boosters. So as we know, or as you may know, LinkedIn has started to de-emphasize hashtags. Richard's research is finding if you're using 3 to 5 niche-related, niche-driven hashtags, that is not a bad thing. But broad hashtags, like hashtag AI, hashtag LinkedIn. I mean, how much more broad can you get with that? They dilute relevance and they will dilute your positioning in the algorithm.
I'll say one thing on hashtags: have your own. Like we have SSL Insights. So whenever we share content and we put in hashtag SSL Insights, it's not like we have a million people following it. However, if they're reading our content and they click on that hashtag, they will see all of our content in one stream.
Yep.
Stan, Bob, and mine, right? So you don't have to go Stan and look at all his stuff, and then Bob and all his stuff. So if you have your own hashtag, it is we highly recommend using that. And that, what did you say? It's more of a search than what did you just teach us?
What did I just teach you? That's a good question. What did I just teach you? Just broad hashtags dilute relevance.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, and it sounds like other platforms are starting to minimize the value of hashtags because AI is just looking for keywords in the text versus the hashtag itself. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point. So number 12, edits after posting reduce reach. So there used to be kind of a hack a long time ago that if you wanted to put a link in a post, you would post it, edit, and then put the link in. Well, we've known for a little while now that doesn't work. And now this point number 12 kind of reinforces that, because the algorithm rather treats edits as a reset, especially in that first hour. So make sure that that what you're posting is what you want to post, and you're not going to go back and edit it and then just save it.
Luis Carlos, hello, our friend, I believe from Brazil. I've been seeing lots of reposts in the notifications. The folks repost +5 posts in less than a minute. Yuck.
Yeah, yuck.
Yuck.
And yuck.
Yeah. So I love reposts when they're authentic and natural. There is no way that 5 posts in a minute that they engaged for real, right? So highly recommend not doing that. But if you find something that you love and you repost and you put in your own thoughts, it's great for you and for the person you reposted.
Especially if you're adding your own spin on things, because that may not necessarily look good in the algorithm, but for people who are looking at your stuff, it does promote you as a thought leader in your industry.
So really quickly, I love this question. Antoinette asks, should you react to your own posts? Not first. So the best you could do is react and comment on all the comments. But from what I understand, until you comment and react to someone's comment, don't react to your own post. If you comment with a link or something else, you could do that. But from what I understand, you want someone else to comment and react before you do.
Yep.
Great question.
So here we go. Lucky number 13. Tagging people does not increase reach by default. Only meaningful engagement from tagged users helps distribution. And I also believe that it's still the case that if someone untags, if you have tagged someone in your post, someone that you don't even know, and you're doing it just because you're trying to get more reach, if they untag themselves from your post, then that dings you in the algorithm. I believe that that's still the case. No matter what, you shouldn't do that anyhow, just because it's impolite. But I mean, but if you're trying to game the algorithm by doing that, just don't do it. It's annoying, if nothing else.
So tag authors of posts, right? Like if you're reposting, please tag them. That's appropriate. In many things, I tag Bob and Stan every single time, right?
Yep.
That's appropriate. I don't have to ask permission to do that, or I've already gotten permission to do that. But I also, so I agree, Bob, what you said, strongly agree that if someone untags themselves, not only does it hurt that post, but I believe that will hurt posts for 2 weeks.
Oh,
Wow.
If someone untags themselves.
So most definitely don't do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Very good. Very good. Number 14, chugging along here. Posts with a clear point outperform motivational content. This is one that I find interesting because you still see motivational content out there everywhere. It seems that the algorithm, according to Richard van der Blom, favors educational experience-based insights. They travel further than just those, inspirational points, which, considering it's LinkedIn and people are there to find information about what it is that they do, that makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah. And I think motivational might do great on Facebook or on Instagram, but LinkedIn is B2B. So I do love that, because I think, bringing value is not that motivation is invaluable, but that bringing that value directly. I love that performs.
Yeah, I was going to say bringing direct value to a specific audience, especially. I mean, the algorithm likes to find audiences, and you talking to a defined audience. So I totally get that, and I agree with it. Number 15, saves. So when people save your post, those are a strong secondary signal, because it confirms to the algorithm that this is content that is teaching people or giving frameworks to people. All of that type of content is performing better longer term. And it's interesting because I literally just saw a post about 20 minutes ago from Richard van der Blom that was I don't remember if it was a carousel or a single image, but at the very bottom left, right above no, never mind. But he has the phrase "save for future reference" at the bottom of it. I think that is brilliant.
Oh, we're going to start doing that.
I was wondering about that.
I want to share my in-person networking friend, Jody Murnick. It was a very good post, and it was a very valuable post, but she got over 100,000 views. I'm like, boy, I haven't seen numbers like that in a while. And when we looked at her statistics, it was like 30 saves. And I feel like it was the save that got her the views, that people were saving it. And, it was really valuable content. She helps college kids get the internships and the jobs of their dreams. So, and it was a wonderful post. I don't think it was significantly better than the other posts that she does. She's excellent at what she does. But I think because so many people saved it, is why I think it did so well. So I love that Richard is saying save that. And by the way, a lot of people don't know, if you click the 3 dots, at the top of a post, there's a bookmark where you can save it
Yeah.
and then you can go back to it for later.
Yep. I just wish you could organize them. That's like the only thing.
Yeah,
But
I agree. But you can organize them in a spreadsheet if you want to.
that's true.
Are the first two, Antoinette, are the first 210 characters still the number to hook the reader? And for mobile viewers, I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah.
Stan, maybe you remember this. I remember seeing somewhere in Richard's research, and I could be wrong, that those like social media style of hooks aren't working as well as they used to, but you should just entice people with what you're going to say without that, without a hook that seems clickbaity, basically, which I
Okay.
think is
So,
general good information no matter what. But yeah.
okay. 210 is what you see before you have to click see more.
On mobile?
Yeah.
I don't know
I
if it's
think
mobile.
I
I
think
just
it's less
Google.
than mobile.
I just Googled
I think
or
it's less than mobile.
Gemini'd. Um,
Because
so
there has
that's but it says 40 to 80 characters for a hook.
Yeah.
Just saying. I think the
Yeah.
210 is what people see as they're scrolling before they need to click more.
Yeah. So from a physical standpoint, in quotes, because it's all ones and zeros, but
Yeah.
from a physical standpoint, that's probably right. So let's go on to number 16. Polls are no longer favored for reach. So there's a caveat here, but they do drive interaction. But in terms only of the algorithm, they have limited sustained distribution. This particular one, though, like I said before, is only for the algorithm. We still love polls. We still think they're a great way to get opinions, find out things about your audience and your audience's opinions and things like that that you just can't get from a regular LinkedIn post. You're just going to lose some algorithm juice from it. But I think that the trade-off there is very significant.
And like before, where we said send it to people, send it to people. Pick 10
Yeah.
people at a time. Click the little paper airplane and just say, as a CEO in the greater Philadelphia area, love your one-click vote. Send it to 10 CEOs in the Philadelphia area. And then it will drive engagement. And so all that engagement that you purposefully drive will help the algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
But just the poll itself used to do better than other content innately, even without engagement. Now we need the engagement for it to do well.
Right. And speaking of engagement, let's get to number 17. Link clicks are a negative signal unless offset by engagement. So in other words, if you are sharing a post and it's getting a lot of clicks out, but no one's commenting on it, that's really going to shorten the reach of that post. I think
that is so. You talk about that's a LinkedIn bogus thing. They have created it so that we do little outside posts, and so that is done primarily because they want to encourage engagement, not outside clicks. So I still think there is a time and a place for those links. We're huge fans of inviting people to engage on content. And I know I'm going off script here for a second, but when you have content that's really good and really worth engaging on, and then you invite people to engage, it will create its own flywheel effect. So all of this being said, focus on really good content that your prospects care about. And then I do believe all of these other things are secondary. Okay, keep going.
Number 18, profile credibility influences content reach. So, complete your damn profile. Do it the right way. Make it, change it from a resume to a resource. We have talked endlessly about this. If anything, I think it's great that the LinkedIn algorithm is really, really now taking notice of this so that people will get the stuff done that they need to get done with their profile because damn it needs to get done. And it's just like, oh,
you're very passionate about this one, Bob.
About this topic.
Definitely.
Yeah. And the point is not that yes, your profile needs to be complete, but the point is that the content on your profile is consistent with the content that you're posting and commenting on.
So this is Carmela asks, does that mean that we should not have links to a recorded video, say to another channel when we post? So native video, uploaded video will do much better. However, if you are trying to drive content to your YouTube channel, this is where we're saying we're telling you about the algorithm, but the algorithm should not be the only thing you're considering when you are sharing content. There may be many times where getting a few people to that recorded video is way more important than having hundreds of people view your post, but it's not converting for you. So this is where you post it, you have really good hook that people, when it'll stop the scroll, that it resonates and creates curiosity, so they want to click through. And then you invite people to engage. Once people start in that first hour, once they start engaging, it'll never do as well as a native video. But if you can get the right people engaging, it will likely help reach to some degree, but also you are choosing who sees it by getting it in the inbox. And sometimes that's the most important thing we can do.
So it's about attracting your audience. It's not about going viral. LinkedIn is not about going viral. So just always just keep that in mind. It's about reaching your audience, the people you want to talk to. That is antiviral, but yet you want to be viral in quotes, within your own little audience. You want to own your own little audience there. It's we used to talk about micro influencer, same thing. Number 19, conversation depth beats virality. Fewer posts with real dialogue outperform frequent posting with shallow engagement. And that makes sense. I mean, especially because we are always about earning conversations without being salesy. What's the best way to do that? To have a conversation online first and really get in depth, because that person will be more willing to take an actual call with you at that point, because you've already developed something, because you've gotten in depth online about a particular topic.
Awesome.
Okay. And now I've got
our last 2 minutes. We said we'd spend the most time on this.
Yes. Now that it's 12:58. Number 20. Outbound behavior affects inbound reach. And Bryn, why don't you take it from here?
Okay. So this is where we have control over the algorithm in a lot of different ways. This, I believe, is only a LinkedIn feature. I do not know of any other social media platform where we have as much control as I'm about to say. There is this 2-week magic window that we learned from Richard. But what we have found in our own experience is, here are all the areas where we believe this. We haven't done the deep research, but our experience is telling us, if you connect with someone for 2 weeks, they will see your content in their homepage. If you're posting, let's say, 3 times a week. If they engage, the 2 weeks starts over. If you view their profile and send a connection request, they will begin to see your content. If you engage on their content, they will begin to see your content. And it's this magic 2-week window. So while you don't need to post every single day, if you're posting 3 times a week, you will likely hit all the new connections and all the people you are engaging with. So here's my big tip. I'm going to get it with just a minute over. My big tip, our big tip, I'm just saying it. Go to LinkedIn, click on the search bar and hit enter and click posts, not people. We're going to search for posts, and then fill out all of the filters, like authors industry, around the industries that you serve, first degree, people you follow. and most recent. And you're going to get a custom feed of your first degree connections and people that you follow when they're sharing content. Bookmark it. And you can now have a feed where you can start to go engage on this content and with the people that you want to see your content. So we have the ability to control it. Do not go to the homepage every single day and try to find content to engage with. It is a dark hole of ads and like it's just
Fair.
yeah. So we highly recommend do that search. And what I'd say is, if you want to learn how to do this, every third Thursday, we have a complimentary coaching session for the world to come visit. If you go to socialsaleslink.com/events, I think our next one is February 19th. We're recording this on January 26th. So it's a little while from now, but play with this and come with your questions. So socialsaleslink.com/events, sign up for our free coaching. It's free once a month for life, for free. You could come every month for free. You never have to pay us. You could send us little referrals and potentially give us recommendations, but it's free. It's really free. We mean it. So come bring your stuff. Okay. Bob, I'll let you wrap this up. Stan, did you have anything? Wait, before we do, Stan, anything you want to share on the algorithm and all the fun things?
Nope, this has been awesome. It's just a matter of being aware of how the algorithm works so that you can work with it. And that's what
I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. And also the algorithm shouldn't be necessarily top of mind every single time you do it. Sometimes you may have a different goal that you're just like, man, I don't care about the algorithm, or, I don't care as much about the algorithm, I should say. I want this to reach certain audience members of people, and I want to distribute it and, do other things that aren't algorithm related. Don't live and die by the algorithm necessarily.
Awesome. All right, let's take it in for a landing.
Yeah, let's that. So whether you've been with us live, and we definitely appreciate that, or you're joining us recorded via our podcast, thanks for joining us for this episode of Making Sales Social Live. We do these things weekly, so join us, subscribe or follow us if you have been listening to us on our podcast. We really appreciate it. Also, drop likes and comments wherever you want to. We love those as well. Beside these linked lives, we also interview leaders and experts in sales, marketing, business, and many more areas that we are crossing our fingers you'll find interesting. So catch those episodes as well. Socialsaleslink.com/podcast is where you want to go for more information. So when you are out and about or you're typing stuff into LinkedIn, be sure that you're making your sales
social.
Social.